Okay, you want plan to make this Kelly on her own. It's another same version of Kelly 25. It's fairly simple. Let's talk about the side circumference first. To copy the inside and outside letter. This is pre-cut material. You should thinning at the edge. Inner and outer letters stick together. But let me tell you about the glue brushing area, probably around this place. We must glue these over holes. Oh, so brush this area. Don't brush this area. That's the first reminder. The second reminder is to bend and paste. The interior leather must be curved outward, because this side panel ends up like this. Okay, the outer seam is like this. So there are curved paste on 3 sides. Remember, don't make a curved paste at the top edge. The glue brushing area is the line drawing area. We made one of these in a pocket, in Sally Birkin 25. Same here, one big and one small. Center, yeah. There's a folding line here, right? After folding in half, sew the 2 threads together, filling in the middle. Then after we brush the glue on this leather, we can align it and paste now. Slowly drop it along the red line we did earlier. Please don't tilt up. Don't worry, do it slowly. Then find the ruler. Stand it up with a shaping stick. Don't hurry, because this layer is very thin. It has been cut to below 1 millimeter. So don't use particularly sharp shaping stick, otherwise the leather may be scratched. Then a double-sided tape. And then you hold it with a steel ruler. Press it slowly. After pressing it over, use this ruler to push it like this. That's it. I brushed too much glue just now. Then find a small hammer. Pry this edge tight. Okay, in that case, we're done here. Then we will use this pattern again. Let's do these small pieces first, so we can oil the edges together in advance. This bonded leather is glued on both sides. Paste the 3 layers together. Correction after pasting. Remember to punch holes after stitching. Prepare the pre-large leather and bonded leather for 0617. Brush the glue and stick the pre-large leather on, and punch stitching holes. Punch stitching holes first and then trim excess leather. Cut off the excess leather and then oil the edge. The 0614 for buckle strap is also the same as the 0617. These are pre-large leathers for making a 614, 4 pieces in total. Stick the bonded leather between 2 layers of leathers. After stacking 3 layers of materials, correct and punch stitching holes. Don't punch these for points yet. When sewing, start from this hole to the end of this hole. Okay, let's do this first. Then sew and all edges. If the thickness of this puller is 1.0 millimeters, there is no need to paste bonded leather. Look, this is 1 mm. Normally, if leather is 0.5 millimeters, we will paste 0.5 mm bonded leather. In this case, it has the anti-malleability. If the leather has 1.0 millimeters, you only need to stick a nylon tape in the middle to increase the anti-malleability. Then this area needs oil. Look at this case. This middle needs oil, not only the edge to be oiled. Also put this middle oil. Wow. Otherwise, this piece will leak when the zipper is installed. This is the key pendant start from some stitches and some stitches back, then iron. It will large iron it too. This is the key chunk case saddle stitching as well. It's easy to form the double wave effect. The edge can be on now. It's better to oil this mat before sewing otherwise. It will be a little bit difficult to polish if oil edge after sewing. See this corner hard to polish, right? So oil this edge first, then oil this after sewing, oil this finally. Buckle strap. Buckles and patterns, the front is the holster and the tape on the back needs to be thin. This section will do a bulge effect. We need to thin it, take half the cut hole and start pushing them out. Remember in the back of the buckle strap, there's a little bit of font of leather leaking. Well, that's it. So when it's soiled, it will be a little bit bold of fat. It's okay to cut it like this, okay. Back sides have finished the direction of the band, stick it is like this, okay. Pay attention to the bending direction, this is the zip pocket. It is difficult to sew double ways with this thickness. Just ensure a single way, this is a zip pocket. We can refer to broken zip pocket method. This is the double pocket after folding in half. Sew this thread on same here. Pinch it before sewing iron. This edge don't iron this. For the edge you have to use a 0.5 iron along the ruler. Hold the ruler to iron the edge of the sparkle strap. Also needs to be iron the back first and then the front. This is a pull up. Do the short section first. After the short section is finished, install the hardware. Then with the rest together, this doesn't need soil. It's just bonded by grooving. This is the strap holder, stiff bonded leather on the back. Just line half of this holder, because this side is buried below. You can see it is a bit thick and needs to be thin. This is surface, this is the bottom thin, the surface about for M from the edge. Peel off the bundled leather. The bundled leather is peeled off, reveal the leather. The edge just doesn't see the bundled leather, it's such a thickness. It has a bulge effect on the Sony, these are oil. It's a weird world. This thread cannot be sewn enough. We need to zip it first hand and enjoy it. I will take this thread apart later. Go to the lining next. This is the front panel, this is the bottom, this is half of the back, and then this is another half of the back. So they connect to be a whole piece of the lining. This edge needs to be ironed by large. Then punch stitching holes, and then so this is the front. Panel, this is the back. No need to punch stitching holes here, the stitching hole is for alignment. See this line mark I lined here. Same on the other side, this piece needs to be punched stitching holes, and we'll larger line this line, stick it, and sew this thread out. But the zigzag needs to be installed before this thread is sewn. Okay, now take this piece or lie first, so this is a poker yarn and this zip pocket yarn. After the zip pocket is on the zipper is here, then cover the zipper with this, cover it up so the zipper finally. When sewing the inner pocket, because the lining is very thin, therefore, the position of sewing the inner pocket needs to be reinforced to the ring for some time. Okay, after punching holes on zipper pocket and after trimming off excess leather, don't sew first. This place will be sewing with the zipper leather. We need to wool edge in advance before oiling edge. We need to iron the decorative line first. Okay, now we can oil edge. Here's the zipper, so let's share a little knowledge of zippers in advance. First of all, to cut the zipper, I like to use these pliers, pointed nose pliers. This brand is easier to use. Japanese Keiba, about 150 RMB. It has two characteristics. First of all, it's not easy for zip it off, but it cuts this metal part sharp enough. So this one I especially like to use. Then I also tried other pilots. Their blades are particularly sharp, easy to scratch this cloth. After many years of comparing, I still prefer to use this brand. Then when you cut, you clip the legs, then gently clip it, then cover it with your hands. Otherwise the metal wire that pops off may hit the eye. Just block it with your finger. For example, I've set the position like this, then use this thumb. Just block it for a while. The waste that bounces off won't collapse everywhere, right? Then just pinch it lightly like this. Cut the zipper tip like this. Don't pinch directly. It's hard to pinch it off. Cut the top head first. If you can feel it better, you can just cut it off. Of course, that requires practice, and it's not really necessary after cutting like this. It's all eaten with a flat head, and then I can break the legs in batches like this. This zipper tape is cone shaped, so it can be pulled in both directions. It doesn't matter which end is headstock or endstop. Okay, we can install it now. Then what is the premise of installing the top stop? That's what we cut. This line should be longer than the width of the cloth, because we are going to do a fold. So you can't keep it too short. If you leave it too short, there is no operating margin. Now I'm going to cut more tape. When we install the headstock, let's install this first, because the two zipper tooths are not the same weight. So let's install the zipper tooth on the top first, a top stop, then use pliers to climb to the top stop. Top stop. The top stop is such a structure. Then as a precaution, when using pliers to climb this lower stop, don't clip it like this. It's wrong to clip like this. Put to center to clip. Avoid such as letters. Then go to the front side. After gently clip it in, don't clip it yet. First check if the clip is fine enough. If the clip is diagonal, you can adjust it, because it's only hanging gently on it now. If you just pinch it on directly on the cloth, it is difficult to deal with if it is pinched diagonally. So try to push it up to the cloth. Try to push it the inside of the cloth. Then make sure it's flat. Please clip, then clip again. This is a relatively standard step. Here it is. It is the distance between this top star and the first zipper tooth. It is relatively close to this distance. It's more beautiful than at the second top where it is parallel. Clip the tops up. Gently put it on, and let's see after gently clipping it on. Check if it is flat. If it is uneven, adjust it a little bit with your hands. Let the top one go down a little bit. And then a little bit. Look at the level. Or if it's uneven, let's keep adjusting. Here's uneven and a little slanted. Now, after making sure it's flat, we can clip it down. Then tell me how to install this zipper head now. First, let's take a look at the cover. There are two small bumps on one side of this cover. This is the spring leaf, then the corresponding zipper head. The locomotive part has two small portholes, here, and there's a little slot here. This slot is for jamming the spring leaf. For example, I first insert these two small tabs into the slot. Then put the front spring piece. Align the middle and get stuck into the slot. Or stuck in this slot. Can you see this spring leaf? Then this chime. This spring, I will press it down. It's going to get stuck, but before it gets stuck, be sure to put the puller in first. That's how you put the puller in. Put the puller on it first, and then you cover finally. Use these two little spikes to get to the back. After clamping, align the front spring leaf with the middle slot. Align the slot in the middle, then press hard. Just went it, or after entering, it is such a state. Then at this time, you can put leather puller on. There's a gap here. It's for you to install the leather puller. We've already oiled the edge. Then pass this hole. Then gently put it on. Then we down the leather puller. Then we put the zipper head in. Open the side a little. Go and pull this head. That is a F. Then we will determine our zipper length. Then finally, we will determine where to cut for the stop band. For example, this is a zipper pocket. Then our zipper cloth. It starts here, because we have to leave a distance for folding the letter over. Then I confirm the specific length of my zipper. You can use pattern. Set this length, and then its lower end is here. But this end refers to after the upper and lower stop are installed. This is the end stop, so the width of the end stop should be removed, which means we're at least going to cut it here. There are about 5 more teeth, corresponding to the above. The teeth need to be removed. Then let's cut it now. -5 below, subtract Z from above. After cutting, we need to close the zipper tooth. Then pull away. Install it again. Then the lower stop can be installed at this time. The end stop is also the same structure as the last. You need to clamp the zipper cloth on both sides. Be careful not to open that zipper tooth. Okay, after you clip it in, adjust to the position you need. It must be level this time. Don't tilt. And don't close it yet, but to make sure, when. But first to test whether he is suitable for the length, because once this length is set, it is not easy to change it. Then I'll match it. I feel this length is ideal. Then I can be sure. Okay, determine the length. After confirming that it's no problem, we can just knock a tie again. This one is very easy to hit. Find a hard metal base, then lay it flat. Get a metal hammer. That's it. After installing the upper and lower stops, and we can do this fold. Sometimes it is written on the pattern that both ends need to be folded. Just fold the zipper cloth like this. Then how can you fold it more beautifully? You will use a pen. It is recommended that you do not use a pen, because it will show us the marks. Draw a line about a millimeter out on this top. Then find a square area. We need to brush glue in this area, and you can only brush yellow glue. Canvas 309K. No white glue. Intercom 1816B. Because white glue is water-based, it will keep seeping into this cloth. No matter how you brush the glue, it will not stick. And same on the back too. Draw a line where the root expands 1 millimeter out. And then there's a triangular region. This triangular area also needs to be brushed. It must be expanding a millimeter at the root, about 1 arm. It must be parallel up and down. And there's a triangle over here. This corresponds to the square area. Then, let's brush. Okay, after brushing the glue, we use small glue spreader. Then scrape it flat. Make sure there is glue in this area. Then after brushing the glue on the front, we'll glue the triangle on the back. After brushing the glue, we pull it down like this. Don't make the corner at a right angle. Right angles don't look good. It has to be this circular arc. Presents such as that. Then make the whole area flat. No height difference because of this cloth. Because the zipper cloth is higher here. This line is higher. Then just hide this height difference in this slot. This state is more comfortable to see. Then just pinch it. I'll remove it later. Then you must operate symmetrically here as well. Just pull it up when folding. Pull this hand out, then fold down. Like this. Then don't run over this time. See if it is symmetrical. Pull this head up. If it feels more symmetrical, it can be pressed flatly. If it feels asymmetrical, you can fine-tune it this time. And make sure it's symmetrical. Check again, the symmetry is okay. Then this is an ideal slide. From the side, it has a thickness. Then we need to use a hammer or these pliers to clamp again. Okay. Make sure it's okay. We can press this place with flat pliers. Squeeze it. So we're done with the curve on one side. Be sure that there are no traces of dirt in the area above the top line. It's not very okay for you to handle it like me. It's because I've drawn the line here. The line is drawn to shoot the video. You can see it clearly. Then I don't need to draw lines during normal operation. Okay, the operation of the zipper is finished. If there's any problem, let's talk later in the group. There is another zipper head with a self-locking type. It can't be pulled if you pull it flat like this. We have to pull it up, then you can pull it away. Like vintage zipper head for example. Let's talk about it when we do Lindy. Find a long piece of double-sided tape. Then when it fits, paste along the lower side of the hole position we punched earlier. This way your needles won't get sticky dirty when you sew. Then when pasting the zipper, make sure it's flat. So for example, like this region here. See these two lines? These two lines are good for us to paste. When we paste, this upper edge should be aligned with this security line above this. Make sure the safety line is flat. You can't paste it like this. If pasted like this zipper bulge easily or uneven. So straighten the zipper before sticking it. In this way, the zipper you pasted is particularly neat. Right, so when we paste the flat area first. After pasting this side, paste the upper area. When it's here, the flat area is finished. At this point, we pull the zipper head away, and then you flatten this line, then pierce it again. The zipper is very flat now. We need to make a very thin leather for an inner mask. So here's this very thin leather for an inner mask. This side must be oiled in advance. We will paste it here. Then the entire upper section can be sewn. Before stitching this up, we see this leather is not cut right, so we need to use this kind of one-prong pricking awl. Sharp one-prong awl can pass easily. Why do we use picking iron tool here? because they usually blunt. When the blunt small blade hits the zipper cloth, it is easy to make the zipper cloth frizzy. Sole is better. It is sharper. Just pass it lightly. Because of the new leather, we added a back. Yes, very thin. Stick in the middle. Don't stick to a lot. Otherwise, you can't clean it up later. This double-sided tape, it just plays a temporary fixed role. Paste another one on the side. Against these 2 points, paste this large area first, and then align this little corner. Then align here to form a flat joint. And then align the top point. Usually it's flatter in this area. I don't need to cut through. When sewing, simply poke one hole and sew through it. It doesn't hurt to prick your hand like this. When sewing, this area must be wound around twice. Right, twice. Okay, this is the inner part. After the front pocket and the back zipper pocket are done, we can now assemble the entire front body and the back body. Here it is. This way, it goes through the entire front and back body and the bottom. Before assembling, let's temporarily fix this place with double-sided tape first. Okay, after fixing it, stick it flat. Make sure the zipper does not deform at this time. Don't pull the zipper cloth. Then the same here. Another layer of double-sided tape. Align and sticker. Yeah. There are positioning lines here. There are positioning lines on the pattern. Draw this positioning point before sticking. Yes. This place needs to be thin. Otherwise, there will be a connection place on the side part. If there is a gap, it is not beautiful. Just press the small corner to manually thin it. Find this position. After sticking it well, just cut through this side and sew. This is 06-9 for cutting the web packs after the upper and lower edges of the ladder. A thin web text is centered on the ladder. Use this point to mark this position. Mark this point, then connect it into true lines. We'll then paste it centered here, we'll paste it here, and wrap it here, punch stitching holes after folding it over flat. This web parts with an electric iron. The handle has 3 pieces of leather. One is the bottom leather. We'll do that later. There is also a steel under this handle. This is the bottom leather of the pad core. This is the surface pelage leather of the pad core. This bottom leather needs to wear hardware. So it needs to add the same size bonded leather as a reinforcement. In this case, it can not only ensure the style, also guaranteed strength. We start making handle. Brush glue. Cut off the excess bonded leather. We cut off the extra surface leather through the bundled leather in the middle. Wheel these 2 ends first. Remember to add a reinforcement or leather of the same color here, because part of the material sometimes reveals when it is bent. So this place must not be naked with beneath material. The D-ring is in this direction. This end connects the handle holder. This end connects the handle. The top end is with shoulder straps, so don't install it wrong. Then pull it in and glue it together. This is glued together. After bonding, stick the bottom leather centrally. Let's get sandpaper to polish the edge, then iron the edge line. And punch stitching holes until it finally. Oil the edge finally, because this is curved. The plastic handle core inside is quite strong. So we can use a rubber band like this. Restrain. Keep a shape like this. Then we can set it aside. Kelly's handle production. We refer to the previously recorded video. These little accessories are simple, such as holder, straps, bag sides. But this side need to be reminded. Here, we can see Yuan stitching. She mistook the direction. This sewing is nice, but these 3 stitches should be back on this side. Then these 3 stitches should be back on this side. This is correct. We can see the order of return in this way. This buckle strap goes through like this, right? This is how the final buckle strap goes through. In other words, 3 stitches should be blocked by this buckle strap. What is exposed outside is a single line. Exposed outside is a single line. This is an important detail. The back side in new pattern have red angles. I'll show you how to align the stitching holes later. The edges of this side have been ground. You can use a blade or sanding block to polish the leather surface. The only thing you need to pay attention to is the thin point. It is pushed out from half of the stitching hole. Never cross the center of the stitching hole, otherwise, this bag is opened frequently. You will see grinding marks in this often stressed position. it would be not good looking, so it has to be cut from half of the stitching hole. Handle and holder, we refer to the tutorial just played. OK, zipper pocket. We can refer to the practice of broken zipper pocket. Add reinforcement tape and sew on the lining. Then stick reinforcement tape and sew on the pocket and connecting leather. Then here. This is the whole lining. Connect it into a whole sheet, then find the mark for the midpoint. Remember, don't punch these holes. Now, if you punch them now, it might not be able to align. Including here, there are 2 holes, right? Don't punch now, just make a mark. This is the outer leather. Connect the front and back. These oval holes should be punched in advance. Then the hole is opened in half, just open half of it. Turn it over and add partial reinforcement on the flap. Then the hardware area of the front should be partially reinforced. Otherwise, it may be crooked at the top on the front. The front and back panel can be reinforced by box leather or large leather fiber like this. This is not much of an essential difference. After the front and back reinforcement are done, isn't there a height difference in the middle? No worries. Add a layer of 200 grams self-adhesive fabric. Make up for this height difference. Just make it up. Remember this Kelly bag, especially in larger version like Kelly 20H. We need to add 5 steel bars to this part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Including this upper rim, a supporting steel bar will be added. Steel bars are generally manganese steel, around 0.2 毫米 thick. Like this Kelly 25, you can choose whether you need to add the steel bar or not, because the strength is enough. After we finish this whole outer leather, well, don't worry about adding steel plate first, because there are 2 holes in this steel plate. It's for this rivet. Sometimes there are 2 holes marked on the pattern, but don't take the pattern as the criteria. Compare it with the whole of the pattern. Check whether they're aligned, because the hardware supplier is not very strict. The hole position sometimes changes. The next step is to sew this handle. You need to use this small rivet before sewing the handle. Bury this bolt head in advance, then sew. This rivet, it is a division of male and female. We will bury the 2 males in advance. The leg length is generally 6 mm. That is enough. Plug them like this in advance. After inserting, sew against the hole. Now the holder is sewn, then put this steel bar on. After installing, install this rivet. Smash it, finally. Put a piece of leather on this place. Hammer it. That's it. It's okay. Stick a self-adhesive fabric apart. Stick here, so the fabric can cover the thread and protect the lining from getting rubbing by the steel. Just make the fabric at any size. It doesn't need a pattern to cut. You can also wrap the steel plate with this fabric at the beginning. Pinch it in advance. Shape it for the next process of bending and sticking. We will bend and glue here. Here is the sewing point of the back side. Bend here. Also here. Press out a straight line. Don't press it so hard, just press it gently. Press the front as well. Now we can glue the inside lining. Brush glue where there are holes. Elsewhere, brush glue on the edge. This is also edge glue. Then bend and glue. First bend and glue. Second bend and glue. Third bend and glue on the flap. Fourth time bend and glue. Brush Kanda 309K. Just stick it on slowly. The width of this glue is about 5 to 6 millimeters. Okay, this circle is all glued. This circle is also glued. Then before sticking, this part needs to be reinforced. Stick it on, and then install the hardware. The hole should be brushed with glue. Here only need to brush a small strip partially here. And then, about 4.5 to 5 millimeters from the edge. After sticking it on, let's install this hardware. Then pass these holes. Use a round punch. Align here. Since it's per large lining, so we need to stick it a little bit outside. Make sure the bottom is flat here. The front body is attached curvely, and especially here. Be sure to bend it tighter. Then stick to the back. Just stand it up first. This is where I suggest you to press it in advance, so there's a nice straight line. There is a mark here. The end point of the side is right here, so we're sticking it flat here. Then we do the bending from here. Just bend and stick this section on. Okay, back to the flap. Do another bend and stick on. After bending, use flat pliers to clamp the entire edge. After bending and sticking like this, we need to deal with these 4 holes. So there's 2 holes. Also there's 2 holes. Then sew the upper rim with the edge. And we're going to sidewall the endpoints. Sew it from this endpoint on the side to the front cover. The outer skin is punched with stitching holes. The inner leather hasn't punched stitching holes, because even if you punch it in advance, it's hard to align. So we need to punch the inner holes based on surface hole, then the oval hole in the back. Well, after sewing it around, we'll edge and then install this buckle strap. The tip of the buckle strap has a bulge, a fat. Okay, these steps took me more than 2 hours. The edge is oiled here. Done this edge as well. The buckle strap is sewn. Also, these 4 holes are sewn. Stick the bottom of the side, then stick it on the front. Okay, when you stick it to the edge, use this forceps to assist. Stick it to this. When it's on this sharp corner, use these forceps. Press down on the stitching hole at the corner. Let's still bolster the tip at the end. This tip will eventually be polished off, but be sure to press this tip down. Otherwise, the thread on this sharp corner is too close to the edge. It isn't strong enough. After fitting here, let's fit this side again. This has to be aligned. Stick this edge on neatly. like a straight line. Then we start sewing from the bottom middle to the sides. After fitting, pinch it with pliers. Make sure it's straighter. Because these stitching holes are punched separately, when it fits, it will form a cross top. So when sewing the cross stitching holes, you can use this awl to pass it through. When it's sewing here, I will tell what is stealing a needle or how to steal needles. When the thread is sewn here, this one on the corner, it corresponds to these two cut holes for turning. Just to sew like this. Sew like this. Two in and one out. Remember, don't squeeze this corner in. If you squeeze down when polishing, this sharp corner will be left very big. Although this sharp corner, we will eventually bulge out a little bit, but the less bulge out, the better. Then the second needle. We only enter, and this needle doesn't move. Be sure to tighten this thread after entering like this, because this thread is difficult to adjust. Now put this thread in the middle, and then it goes back the same way. Return the same way, let it out from under. Now it's an empty ring, because I enter from here, I will come out of here. If I pull this away like this, isn't this thread like it's not sewn? So at this time, I'm going to put this. Come through. So there is a thread in the middle of this thread loop, right? And then tighten this thread loop again. So we steal a needle. Then the remaining stitching holes on this side are lined again. Now just sew normally. Okay, this side is already sewn. After sewing, there is a small tip. It is bulged out. This is normal. Let's try to squeeze the space as much as possible. Take advantage of the principle that leather is elastic. Stuff it tighter. Then push away the extra part like this. That's it. So, it's flat, and then all edge on the side. After the back side is sewn, and edge is oiled, now install this hardware. For how to install Kelly's buckle strap, we can refer to the Birkin tutorial the same way. Don't let them bounce around right over here. Then take one here. Bring this bag over first. You have to figure out, don't install reversely. Tip would be placed like, let's be sure to figure it out. I often see people put it on the back. It can't buckle up well. It must be this side, right? Okay, so put it down at the beginning. Firstly, we should take a knife mold to break through. Okay, now you can go get the die. 14×5 cm. Why open the hole from the back? The top is wide, the lower part is narrow. Well, there is two sides the rivet enters from the back. Make a square hole from the front. Punch from the back is to install this rivet. Okay, now I'm going to pull on. Do you see it? After buckling, don't buckle on the front. Put buckle on the back. I'll tell you why later. Okay. Be precise. If the positioning isn't accurate, it is easy to be crooked. Find a thicker or to pierce the side. Be sure to stick it in the middle if you pierce crookedly. You can't install it later. We'll check if I'm doing it right. Don't stick to the side. In the middle, take it off after piercing. See those 4 eyes. Then take a 1.8 毫米 punch tool. 1.8毫米 punch. Just poke it lightly. First, see if it's a concentric circle. Let the dot in the middle of a hole. Don't pull it hard. It looks very round, right? Okay, then break. Just ignore it. Be sure to be in the middle, right? Be sure to be in the middle, then even if the line is broken. It has to be vertical. Don't be crooked. Then put this. Female rivet. Female rivet is the fat one. Male rivet is the thin one. Place the female rivet beneath. Place it inside. Don't move after putting it inside. Plug this one with thread first. We will grab the thread by using the rivets. Stuck the thread inside. It's absolutely solid. After pulling it, adjust this thread. Because the thread is a little messed up, right? Adjust like this. Then gently press the whole back like this well. Turn it over well. If you punch it hard enough, it's all up here. It doesn't go away well. That's why we don't use the 0.0mm punch. Here, put this thread down here. Adjust this thread. Okay, can you see this punching hole? Plug it in. See? Stuff it in. Stuff between this rivet and this cut hole. Okay, you can punch it after stuffing it after punching. Just take an hole and just wow. Don't worry if you break it. When it falls, straighten it with your hands. Avoid being crooked. You can feel the rivet falling that hole vertically. Can you feel it? Turn around like this. Well, it's almost done. Now you must use a metal hammer gently beat it, okay? Okay, plug. Yes. Don't hit until to the bottom. Next one, let's see. Don't fall it here. It's diagonal. Fall in. Take a look after falling in. After making sure there is no problem, hammer it gently. Use 500 to glue to stick the thread. Transfer out after clicking. Turn it out. You need to know when using the 500 to glue, the thread will become very hard. It's not stressed well. It's okay if this plate is smashed firmly. After this buckle strap is installed. And finally, the hardware on the flap. No need to wall edge on the square hole. Okay, find the buckle plate. The holes of this buckle is different. The slightly larger one with these 4 holes is the bottom. The slightly smaller one with these 4 holes is the surface. This one better to be fixed with double-sided tape. Don't exceed the inner frame. No problem to exceed the outer frame. We can trim off excess part later. Then turn it over and put the excess part. Cut it off. When cutting this knife, try to go inward. Cut like this. Penetrate the center of the hole, prick the hole and take it off. Then measure it. This nail is 1.9, 1.8. We can punch holes with a 1.8 punch. You can also use 2. Install this bottom plate. Then install this female rivet. The thicker rivet is at the bottom. Because we have double-sided tape here, so we can hang all the rivets. So I install over at once. Flip it over when you're done. Use an awl to find this concentric circle. Finally, hammer firmly on the ladder. This strength is to use this kind of awl. Pry like this. It's firm enough if you can't pry it up. This bag is basically done. The shoulder strap is easy to make. It's made of 2 layers of leather, and that adhesive nylon fabric taped between the leather. Then adjust the side circumference a little when you draw it for the first time. Straighten the lines here. Pinch out the plate. It's the same here. Okay. Finish this bag. Add the lock and key. Hang them up. That's it. If you have any questions, please be free to leave comments or post in the learning group. We will reply in time. Have a good day.